Hello!
Hi everyone. So we're going to jump straight in with our thank you slot. And today we want you to share with your class anything that you've enjoyed over the last week, any exciting news you got to share. So teacher, please press pause and why don't you share those things that you're thankful for? So this term we're thinking about friendship and what it means to be a good friend. Over the last few weeks, we've been thinking about some of those qualities that we think a good friend would have. Qualities like being caring, like being fun to be with, like always being there for us. We're going to meet some characters this week who are going to say something about friendship. And what we want you to do is to press pause and as a class to have a bit of a discussion about whether you agree or disagree with what they say. So let's meet those characters.
My close friends like all the same things as me. Ruff. My close friends always agree with me about everything. My close friend can't really be a close friend after all, because we had an argument. Meow. My close friends should always want to do what I want to do.
So let's run through those statements again. Number 1. Close friends should like all the same things. Number 2. Close friends always agree about everything. Number 3. My close friend should always want to do what I want to do. And number 4. Close friends never argue. So if you press pause and then you can have a good discussion about each of these statements and see whether you think they're true or not.
Well, I hope you've had some really good discussions. We're just going to pick out 2 of those statements. So let me look at the first one. My close friends like all the same things as me. Did you agree or disagree? Our really good friends will often enjoy similar games and hobbies as us. That's maybe how we first built our friendships. But for example, we might love football and they really don't. Well, that's okay, isn't it? We can still be great friends. We don't have to like all the same things because we're all unique and different.
Another statement was, my close friends always agree with me about everything. It can feel uncomfortable when our friends don't agree with us about something. We might think we're right, but so do they. Sometimes we have to be okay with that and be willing to respect our friend's opinion, but we can still stick with what we think. Grown-ups call that agreeing to disagree. We are now going to watch a clip and meet 2 friends. Their names are Paul and Barnabus.
This is Paul, who once hated the followers of Jesus and would do anything he could to stop them from telling others about the good news of Jesus. But Paul met Jesus in a miraculous way, and his life was changed forever.
Wow!
He went from hunting down the followers of Jesus to being one of them himself.
Yeah! All right!
When Paul was in Jerusalem, he tried to meet with the believers there,
Oh, that guy's way up!
but they were all afraid of him.
Oh, man.
They did not believe he had truly become a follower of Jesus.
Yeah, Paul, follow me.
Then a man named Barnabus brought him to the apostles and told them about how Paul had seen the Lord and how the Lord had spoken to Paul.
Yeah, it's true.
He also told them that Paul had preached boldly in the name of Jesus in Damascus.
Okay.
So Paul stayed in Jerusalem with the followers of Jesus. He told many people about Jesus, and they came to follow Jesus too. Paul and Barnabas went to do special work for God.
Yeah.
They preached the good news about Jesus in many places until they both went separate ways to tell others about Jesus.
So Paul and Barnabas were great friends. They went on adventures together and worked as a team to travel and tell the people in the towns and the cities the good news about Jesus. They saw each other when they were excited and having really good days, but they also saw each other when they were tired and hungry, so they knew each other really well.
They worked really well together. They cared about each other and were a great team. But did you notice at the end of the clip, Paul and Barnabas went their separate ways? In the Bible, it says they had a sharp disagreement, an argument about something.
Who's nosy? Who wants to know why? What actually happened is Barnabas and Paul went on one of their long trips, and another young man called John Mark, who happened to be Barnabas's nephew, went along as part of the team. And John Mark was super excited and keen for the first few days, but after a while he started to get really homesick. And one morning he just said, "I can't do this anymore." And he just left. He quit and went home.
So Paul and Barnabas both felt a bit let down by him, and things were harder without his help. Sometime later, Paul and Barnabas planned another trip, and Barnabas said, "Hey, let's take John Mark. He's really keen to come again." Let's see what Paul and Barnabas thought about John Mark coming on another adventure with them. So let's put ourselves in Paul's shoes. When Paul heard Barnabas' suggestion, he must have thought, "You must be joking. Bring John Mark along. Last time he quit on us. He isn't a good team player. He just gave up and left us high and dry. We need someone more reliable, someone we can trust. We're on important business and we need a good, strong team, not someone who, when it gets tough, deserts us."
Now we're going to think about how Barnabas felt in the situation. He would have felt something like this. "But Paul, John Mark has changed. He's grown up a bit and he's so much more reliable now. Come on, Paul, our whole message is that Jesus can help us and change us. Surely we should give John Mark another chance."
So I wonder if you've ever heard the phrase, "teamwork makes the dream work." If you were picking a team to work with, would you give someone like John Mark another chance? We'd like you to have a chat about whether you agree with Paul or Barnabas in this situation. Who do you think is right? Teacher, please press pause and let's have a good class discussion about what we think about whether John Mark should be given another chance.
So Paul and Barnabas were great friends, but actually they could not agree in this situation. So Barnabas took John Mark and off they went on their own adventure, and Paul took another man called Silas and he went a different way. Was this the end of a great friendship? Was it okay for them to disagree?
Well, we read later on in the Bible that Paul and Barnabas worked together again. And actually, Paul asked Barnabas to invite John Mark to join them later on. He asked for John Mark's help. So Paul and Barnabas, despite this disagreement, stayed really good friends. And Paul did give John Mark another chance a bit later on.
So good friends can disagree. That is totally okay. Good friends can even argue sometimes. And that's okay. It doesn't feel okay, but what matters is that when this happens, we are able to say sorry and we're able to see things from the other person's view. And then we're able to put things right again. Sometimes we will need to forgive our friends or agree to disagree.
This is all normal and part of normal life. But Jesus can help us to make sure that we don't let these disagreements, these arguments, these differences ruin our friendships. So good friends sometimes argue, but good friends make up. They put things right, just like Paul and Barnabas did.
We're going to have our worship song now, and it's a song that hopefully you'll all recognise really well. Our song reminds us that we don't always get everything right. And as we've been thinking about today, we can argue and fall out. But with Jesus' help, we can put things right and enjoy friendship with him and our friends.
sometimes, and you forgive me. No one knows me, God, like you. You see who I am, not what I do, and you forgive me. You take all the pieces of my life, put them back together, make it all alright. Oh, you forgive me. Only you can heal my broken heart, make all things new with a brand new start. Oh, you forgive me. I try so hard to do things right, but I make the wrong choice sometimes, and you forgive me. No one knows me, God, like you. You see who I am, not what I do, and you forgive me. You take all the pieces of my life, put them back together, make it all alright. Oh, you forgive me. Only you can heal my broken heart, make all things new with a brand new start. Oh, you forgive me. You take all the pieces of my life, put them back together, make it all alright. Oh, you forgive me. Only you can heal my broken heart, make all things new with a brand new start. Oh, you forgive me. You forgive me. You forgive me.
Dear God, thank you so much for loving us and being with us all day long.
Thank you for the people in our lives who care for us.
Please help us to look out for other people and care for them.
Amen.
Dear God, help us to make good decisions, to be the best learners we can be. Give us plenty of opportunities and let us cherish them.
Help us to be kind, sharing, and loving, and to treat everyone equally. Help us to care for the wonderful environment we live in, as well as others and ourselves, while giving us the power to conquer life's challenges.
Help us to be grateful and not greedy. Thank you for all the happiness and joy you bring us.
Amen.
So see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.